Christian Detlefsen. Jawohl. Bitteschön.
You will see at the Secret City Festival today.
I will have the consequences for you. I'll keep them out shut. Why am I speaking to the
Left, left, right, left. Coming on the other side. You want to Liberty Falls, guys? Yeah. Right, now.
Well, I think a lot of us in reenacting, we obviously must have a passion for the time period that we're reenacting. There's so many different genres right now. You've got Civil War, World War I, World War II, things of that sort. For us, we have a special passion for it because we believe in one book that was out that was pretty popular that was known as The Greatest Generation, Tom Brokaw, I think. They said it best. It was a generation of Americans that worked together, and we feel like that their story really is all but forgotten now. Everyone knows about the global war on terrorism. People know about Vietnam, no matter what side they fall on. People even know about Korea, the forgotten war. But World War II, more and more veterans are passing away every day, and with them goes their legacy. With them goes their own testimony.
It's kind of like playing golf in a way. If you've played golf, you can have a totally crappy 18 holes. But if you had one shot that entire game, like that one hole in one, and that keeps you coming back again. World War II reenacting for me is about being able to take a snapshot in time to look at that other guy and say, wow, that's what a German soldier would look like, or that's what a GI would have looked like, or that's what a Brit Para would have looked like. So for me, it's telling history. It's being able to relive history in the uniforms that they actually wore and carry the weapons that they actually carry and get some sort of idea of what they went through.
Like my grandfather was in World War II and I just love it. And I said, I have to go to this. So I came here and saw all these guys spent all this money on all this equipment just to come out and teach the public about World War II and what the people like my grandfather went through. And I said, I have to do this. And I joined up the next month and here I am today, a few years later.
Well, my history is a little bit different. I was out in Gettysburg for the 140th anniversary reenactment of the Battle of Gettysburg and was just fascinated by what people go through to teach history. And I'm not a history teacher, but I am a high school teacher, and just, you know, found it fascinating, everything that people do, and started getting into Civil War and World War II historical reenacting. And you know, just like she was saying about not having enough female reenactors, typically for an event I'm the only German female that will show up. So I do think it's important for people to be educated about what the women did during wartime from both sides.
I guess it's
It's just a chance to kind of relive what my heroes did, you know. I know I can never do that. I'm not sure I could have done it when they did it, but just a chance to get a taste of it, especially on tactical events when you get a little cold, you get wet. Hungry. You get just a small taste. I mean, a small taste of what they went through, and it really makes you have even that much more respect for what they did.
The military has always been a part of my life. I've been in the military on active duty, stayed with it as a reservist, and as well an amateur historian. Like most of the rest of us, World War II is one of my favorite periods, although I've reenacted everything from the 18th century up. This particular unit, being an airborne trooper myself, and as Ken said, the American Airborne is quite well known, quite a lot of reenactors out there. The British side is not as well known, and that's a period and an impression that I think we need to bring forward. And so we've chosen to do that, and I think we have in this unit a tremendous impression and a well-recognized British Airborne unit.
My interest in military vehicles started with a visit to the Patton Museum when I was about 8 years old. My grandmother took me out there, and there was a tank that had a hole rusted in the bottom of it, and needless to say, when you're 8 years old, if there's a hole, you crawl through it. And you know, over the years, I always found it very interesting. And then in 1994, we met a group that were in the military vehicle hobby that was looking for volunteers, and I volunteered first and went over and volunteered over there for some years, and you came right after I did, didn't you?
Yes.
And I don't remember exactly when, but he came over. My wife thought it was interesting, and when she started to participate, that opened up a whole lot of possibilities.
All right, guys, if you will, just kind of back up. What we're going to do is kind of circle this entire tree. We'll talk loudly so everybody can hear, but get with your unit. We need to make sure we know where everybody is, and so you know who's going to be fighting beside you.
One guy's going to offer another guy a canteen drink of water. As he goes to take that drink, our sharpshooting, our sniper, will take care of that guy at that point in time. He'll be hit with the first shot. He'll drop. The Jeep will start, it'll already be running. The Jeep is going to start moving forward and trying to make a turn to get out. The motorcycle is going to speed off this way. The sharpshooter is going to fire again, striking the Jeep driver. And the Jeep driver is going to just coast to a stop.
I could never go out and do a tactical event, never fire my weapon. It would be all worth it if I continued to talk to people like Dutch Mann and other veterans. That's why I'm in it, just to meet them and hear their history and the stories they have. And 90% of the time they don't talk about fighting or battles. It's day-to-day life that you can't find in history books.
That's right.
You don't find anywhere but interviewing the veterans. It's fascinating.
How they scrounged this and how they made that. And, you know, they all had a job before they came into the service, and so you've got, you know, the butcher and the mechanic, and, you know, so they reallocate parts from here and there, and they put together a clothes washer or something else. And so, you know, it's just how they make life fun, and that's how they bond. So that's how they build a unit.
Our veterans are dying off at about 1,000 a day. I actually work in hospice services where we see a lot of them that come in. And I think it's important to record their stories and pass that on to people so that we don't forget their great sacrifice.
Have you been able to use your interaction with veterans to grow in your knowledge and ability to educate the public?
Definitely. In fact, it's interesting. I just talked to a group of Normandy veterans at an event about a month ago, and they were very disappointed with some of the major museums and historians. I won't mention who they were, but they said they just don't have an accurate picture. So that's a little bit scary because once those veterans are gone, that's all we're going to have. So I think it's really important to hear their stories firsthand.
I kind of got into this by accident about 13 years ago when I was in the National Guard. I'd always had an interest in modeling and the uniforms of the German military and World War II in general. One weekend we had our annual training over at Camp Atterbury, and I saw reenactors there, and I approached them and I asked them. I had no idea what they were all about, so I asked them what they were about, and they said they were reenactors. And the more I found out about it, the more interested I got in it. And they're like, well, we do battles and this and that. And I was like, well, how do I get a German uniform? At that point, I was just wanting to acquire a German uniform. From there, it went and progressed. So that's kind of really my interest was spurred from modeling and just growing up.
Well, it's closer to home, so to speak. All of us come from different walks of life. We've got everybody from teachers to students to policemen to people from all walks of life. Some of us are on active duty, some of us are in reserve, some of us are veterans. And so for us, it was just a natural interest in the American fighting soldier World War II, and in particular, the airborne.
Well, the American impression is well known. I mean, World War II, the American contribution to that, everything that America did, that's well known. And so what I wanted to do is try to find a piece of our allies, what our allies did and how they did it. And so we kind of landed on England, since England made a huge contribution to the war, and we didn't know much about it on this side of the Atlantic. So I thought, well, let's pick an airborne unit, and we decided to do one that was at Normandy, that would have been around another American unit, so they would have interacted some. So it just seemed kind of natural to go into the 7th Battalion of the 6th Airborne Division.
And we have the reenactors out here from World War II, but we also have the real deal, and this is an absolute honor to be interviewing this man, Captain Dutch Mann, over 600 jumps with the 82nd Airborne Division, World War II veteran in North Africa, Sicily, Italy, Purple Heart, Bronze Star. I mean, you name it, this guy has done it. Thanks for joining us on Live at 5.
All right, good to be here.
We certainly appreciate it. You know, a lot of the guys out here say they like to do it to make it very authentic, so when the veterans come in and see this, they will be proud of it. And what do you think of the job they do?
I think they do a terrific job, really.
And
it looks real authentic.
The outfits and everything,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah.
Now, you know, in a few minutes here, in a few seconds, we're going to get ready to blow some cannons behind you. You heard these things. Yeah, I got scared, Billy. All right, we're going to go out there and watch these things. That was pretty impressive. And one of the tanks is turning our way, so, all right. We're going to take cover. I know.
The worst part of reenacting for me is that reenacting attracts a lot of different personalities. And everybody does it for different reasons. You know, there's some people, they have an automatic weapon that they want to come out and shoot. Some people, their family members were in the German military or were in World War II. Some people like the uniforms and so forth. But as I said, for me, it's taking that snapshot. And some people come out, reenactors, their level of history varies also. So you got some people that come out here and they don't do their authenticity background. They don't check and see what was correct, what was not correct, what was actually worn, how it was worn, how they carried themselves. So for me, we have a term in reenacting called FARBs. It's effing ain't right, boy. In other words, you don't have your stuff together. In other words, you haven't done your research and you haven't put the time in. I put the time in, so consequently when I come out, I want to see people that's put in just as much time as I have.
The people we really want to reach to are, at the age we want to reach to, the difficulty we have is those are the people with the less discretionary income. I mean, those are students, you know, and I mean, you know, how easy is $500 to come up with if you're going to college and you got a car payment and an apartment? Man, that's a lot of money. So we try, like I said, we try to help our members get started like that as best we can.
The first question I have for you is, do you think these reenactors have done justice to the true history of World War II?
Oh, well, I think as much as they can, there's not real bullets.
Of course.
So there's one item that you can't reenact, and that's, I mean, you're a little bit shaky all the time with real bullets. No, they do a good job.
I want to thank you all for inviting me to this great event. Really appreciate it. It brings back a lot of memories. I want to tell you, you all look authentic.
I really do. All you gotta do is let the beard grow a little more and get a little more dirty. I think so. They're furthering the history or reminding the people of the history of the airborne, and, which is a good thing because we're losing a lot of history. Not everybody watches the movies or the History Channel. So I think it's a real good thing that they're doing this kind of demonstration.
The best part? Oh, I really enjoy the look on some people's faces, and they're just, it's like, I go, wow. And then they'll ask me questions, and the children especially, I just love explaining things to them and seeing their reaction and knowing that, to educate them, and so that they won't forget. I just enjoy sharing it with the people.
Well, every now and then you get that magic moment. You're out there, you're doing a reenactment, and all of the event distills down to you're in the tank, you're feeling the feelings, you're seeing the sights, sounds, and smells of that combat. When you look through the gun sight and the only thing you can see is 1944, and you get those moments every now and then where there's nothing to differentiate the fact that haven't gone back in time 60 years, other than the fact that you're not really being shot at, and you can get immersed in it. And those moments don't happen very often, but when they do, it's very rewarding.
She tolerates it very well.
My wife, she tolerates it. Let's put it that way.
I've been working on getting my husband involved. He comes to some events. He tries to do the Navy thing as well. He's been a gun collector for a number of years, and I think he's just not real comfortable, even though they use blanks, with the actual battle portion of it, but he enjoys the living history.
Airborne!
Airborne! Wo ist der Klausen? Komm!
Gutes Argument. Komm jetzt will ich's wirklich wissen. Ist schon die extra sehen.
Gestern Abend.
Ja, mit deiner Königin. Nichts ist jemals so gut wie die Küche deiner Frau.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's going on? Anything while we're here? Along the ridge over there, it could be some problems. Okay, we'll call it in. Okay.
Ich muss mit dem Oberstleutnant sprechen. Die Alliierten sind auf dem Vormarsch. Das ist ein Notfall.
Du hättest nicht abhauen sollen. Einer oben! Das macht nichts zur Artillerie vor. Haltet sie ab, solange ihr könnt.
Das schmeckt mir überhaupt nicht.
Keine Ahnung.
Ich habe keine vergessen. Vergessen? Wenn ich nicht existieren würde, dann gäbe es doch wohl auch nicht diese Spucke aus.
Keine Ahnung! Ein paar Männer und sehen sie nach! Lasst sie nicht zur Artillerie vor! Haltet sie ab, solange ihr könnt! Lasst die nicht abhauen!
Los, Jungs, los! Weiter!
Look alive!
Stay
Roger, any position. 4, 5, 7, 9, 8. Troops in Overwood bunker. HE, charge 2. Concentration, 2-0. Shot over. Stop! Fire on it!
Stop! Man down!
Ich habe keine Waffe! Ich habe keine Waffe!
Oh! I got that Luger souvenir. Oh! Check him for intel, guys.
Ich brauche etwas Wasser. Darf ich einen Trink haben? Ich brauche ein Wasser. Bitte.
We have the medics up front! Oh, line up. Let's go. Line him up. Give me a guard on this guy.
Yeah, there we go. Helmet.
Form them up on the road.
Go. Kameraden. Get a pistola.
If they move, if they twitch, shoot them.
Let's go. Come on. No. No. Cover formation. Lane.